Outstanding player. Are your thoughts on that award and on this tournament victory?
Thank you. I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, the last couple of days, but I gotta attribute that to my teammates. The confidence they have in me. They kept on finding me when I was open. And then when you have the confidence of your teammates, you're able to just go out there, play and have fun. So that's just what I did.
Okay, second row, Zach.
Best regular season Villanova history. You guys don't really have that one big star. What makes this team so special?
His confidence coach just puts in us. We trust in what he does. They've been doing this for a long time. We have the confidence in each other as well as coach. We just stick together.
Stay on the right, Josh.
Josh, Chris Mack came in here before and said that you guys are capable of winning a national championship. Going through the season now, do you feel like you're capable of beating anyone going into the tournament?
I think so. If we play Villanova basketball, but our focus is on getting better every day. Our focus is on tomorrow we're gonna find out who our next opponent is, and just preparing for that game, and just getting better every day, and just taking it game by game. So obviously that's our goal this year, but we have to go through everybody in the NCAA tournament. They're tough teams. All those teams are experienced. All those teams been there. All those teams are talented. So like I said, it's our goal, but we have to get better every day to do that.
Ted in the middle.
For both players, guys, this is the first Big East Tournament championship for Villanova in 20 years. And as a longtime member of the conference, what does it mean to the basketball program, the university, and both of you as players?
As players, we're very excited about it. We've never been here, but I think every player would say, they're really excited for coach as well. Coach been grinding with Villanova for a long time, and for us to finally be able to give it to him, we're happy about that. For the school gives us so much support. We love them for it, from the students, to the teachers, to our father. Everybody is happy about it.
Over here on the right.
Guys, Coach said earlier this week you guys have done a good job not getting ahead of yourself, focusing on the game at a time. But how important was it for you guys to win this thing, kind of, to shed the shortcomings of last March?
It felt good. Obviously we came here and we kind of failed last year. So we kind of let the past be the past, but obviously this definitely feels good. We just have to build on this. We have to go back, tomorrow, get better, and then, figure out who we're playing and just prepare, for that game.
Stay on the right, Hal.
Josh, I know this is obviously a big moment for the team, but as an individual, your game is now etched alongside Patrick Ewing, Chris Mullin, and Kemba Walker. I mean, what does that mean to you, just to know that?
It's an honor. It's definitely humbling, to be, in that list of guys. But like I said, I just gotta, thank my teammates for that. Dylan did a great job finding me when I was open. Darren, our bigs did. Daniel, JP, Ryan. Coach has full trust in me. So like I said, when I have those guys, total confidence, I'm able to just go out there, play, and have fun, and do whatever I can to help them. So I just gotta say, it's a great honor, and it's definitely humbling.
Get right here in the third row, right there.
Hey, Coach, this one's for you. So, what's your opinion of winning the conference title, more important, the second one all the time, and UNC Blackman's being the only one that's officially for the conference title?
Anything that we do at Villanova in the Big East is very, very significant. We take great pride in being a part of this conference. And we take great pride in the history of Villanova. We really do. So to be one of the coaches that has won that is, just like Josh said, it's very humbling. It's a great honor. There's not a lot of coaches at Villanova. It's a great place to coach. You can look at the records. All the coaches, all the coaches have won there at Villanova. It's a great place. And I'm very honored to be a part of it and this league. We love this league.
Back on the left.
Coach talked about the play of your most valuable player. He shot 21 of 29 over 3 games. And he missed no more than 3 shots in any game. He made 7 shots in every game. Talking about his play.
You know what? Honestly, he's about halfway there to what he can be. He really can be a great player. And he had a great freshman year. And we all hear about the sophomore jinx. And he came back and had a better sophomore year, which is really difficult to do. Because this year people knew who he was, and when he came in the game, they knew he was coming in to give us energy. And to do it in all these big games, it just shows you talent, character, and it also shows you how much better it can get.
Get right here in the middle.
Jay, do you mind talking about winning your first Big East championship, your first time in the championship game?
It's a thrill, man. Like I said, I grew up coming to this tournament as a fan. When I coached at Hofstra, I would make sure, even if we were in the championship game, which is always 11 o'clock, I'd come here to this tournament to watch Villanova. This is my favorite tournament. I love the NCAA tournament, obviously, but this is where we're all from. We're all from the Northeast, New York, Madison Square Gardens, the Mecca, and so to come here and just play in it is a thrill for us. To win it, I can't even tell you. I don't know if it's really sunk in yet. I do know that we're going to have to forget about it though on Monday.
Joe, right here in the middle.
Jay, you mentioned earlier how the '95 team was honored because of winning the Big East tournament. How do you feel about this group of guys now being honored, 20 years from now, coming back and thinking about?
That's a great point, Joe. When we played our last game against St. John's at home, the '95 team was there, and they came in the locker room. And they're a very revered group at Villanova, and we said that to our guys. We said it would be great, for you guys to come back as Big East tournament champions also, because already we're going to come back as regular season champions. But we said that it would be great to do, and I'm thrilled for these guys because these are really special players, but also special Villanovans. These guys really take pride in being a part of the program. They take pride in playing for the guys that came before them. They know all the history. Stuart Granger was here tonight behind the bench, Alvin Williams. They know all these guys. So for these guys to be, the names that you mentioned, Patrick Ewing, and that means a lot to them, but to be mentioned with Alvin Williams and Kerry Kittles, that probably means more to these guys.
Second row center.
Jay, there's obviously been some great holdover teams. No one's ever had a regular season before the tournament like you guys. Is this the best team you've coached?
They got a chance. They really have a chance. We'll see how we do in this next tournament, but this does have a chance to be the best team we've ever had. They have a chance.
Far right, Roger.
John, I'm also going to have a follow-up.
Already?
Yep. Jay,
He's a veteran.
Jay, oftentimes when cutting down the nets, the coach is the person who makes the last cut. You specifically asked all of your team to have Pinkston make the last cut. Can you tell us why?
He means so much to our team. He really exemplifies what our guys are all about. He came as a McDonald's All-American. He was a leading scorer on this team, and in his senior year, he just did whatever the team needed him to do. Not score as much. He could, but he didn't need to. And he just sacrificed all year. He's going to graduate on time, like all our guys do. He had a little trouble in his freshman year, and he's in New York City, which means the world to him. So I thought of it, but I know every guy on this team would have wanted the same thing. And as soon as I said it, everyone said, yep, JP. He just means so much to us, and New York means so much to him. This was a beautiful experience for all of us to watch him up there.
He covered it. He's a veteran.
Thank you, Roger. Right here. Over here on the left.
Coach, you won the regular season, now you've won the tournament. And as such, your voice right now carries with the NCAA coming up. How important is it for you to be able to trumpet the idea that 6 teams in the Big East should be in this tournament?
Yeah, I always leave it to the committee. I think the committee does a great job, but if anybody cares about my opinion, just playing against these teams and watching what all the other teams have done this year, I definitely do think all 6 teams are deserving. And I think if Seton Hall would have stayed healthy, I think they would have been an NCAA tournament team. They had the talent. They got injuries. They lost some guys. If they would have stayed healthy, I think they would have been in too. I think that's the strength of this conference. And no one loves the old Big East more than me. It's not the old Big East. It's never going to be. But there's no old ACC either, and there's no old Big Ten either. This is something really special. Every school here that comes to this event is a basketball school. They're purists, everybody, and you can tell the crowd. They're intelligent basketball crowds. It's awesome to be a part of this.
Josh in the middle.
Jay, when Chris Mack was in here, he said that he thought that you guys were capable of winning a national title. as you head into next week, do you feel at this point that you're capable of beating anyone?
Yeah, I definitely do, and you know, I appreciate that from Chris. He doesn't just throw things around like that, and I really respect the job he did with this team. The game they had to win at Creighton was a tough game, and I think that one put them in the tournament. But we could win it, but we could get beat by anybody. It's just the way college basketball is. We're not, you know, we're not Kentucky in terms of depth and talent, but we could beat them. But we could lose. We could lose to a 15 or 16 too if we don't play right. I just think that's what we are.
Back in the back. No, that's you.
Okay, you mentioned the Big East isn't the Big East anymore. The conference tournament's conference tournament. Is there a sense of relief for you? I know you had your fair share of it could have won the Big East tournament. Is there a sense of relief that you kind of needed this at all?
Not personally. It's thrilling. It's thrilling. There's kind of a relief for our program, in that, you know, I sit and think about, we had some teams like in 06 with Randy Foy and those guys. I kind of feel bad they didn't get to experience this now. You know, the 09 team, I kind of feel bad they didn't get to experience. I thought they were good enough to win. You know, it's hard to be a good enough team to win this tournament. But I'm thrilled for these guys. I really am. I'm thrilled for these guys and our program.
All the way in the back, on the left.
Coach, are there any pros and cons playing the conference final on a Saturday and having to play on a Saturday? I mean, on a Thursday, opposed to playing on a Sunday and playing on a Thursday?
You mean having Sunday off?
Saturday versus Sunday. Playing.
For the finals?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's huge. I think it's huge. I really do. Plus, you get to enjoy Selection Sunday, which is a great, on our campus, it's like a holiday. So it's nice that the guys get to experience that, and the families all get to be there, and the students get to be there. And you do get that day of rest. If you play on Thursday, it's important.
Right here.
Jay, can you talk about the crowd, the Villanova fans tonight?
Yeah, you know, every time we come to, our strongest alumni following the largest number of alumni in the metropolitan area. So when we come up here, they just love it, man, and they love the Garden like we all do. They all grew up with the Big East, all of them, and it's just awesome to play here. And they always come out strong in the Garden. I'll tell you, when they were doing introductions, and I could hear, it sounded like a home game, and I could hear them chanting "Let's go Nova" before the game started. I was impressed. I kind of forgot about that, but it hit me real quick. Like we got an advantage here.
Second row, Zach.
Jay, you know, if you look at some of the best teams in the country, most of those teams have a big star. You guys don't have that guy. Is that a strength for you guys in terms of you don't know where to look?
I think it is, because I think we have guys that are capable of being stars, but they know they don't have to be, and they accept that, you know, and they love being a part of a team. And I think that's our strength. I think that's our strength. That a number of these guys could be stars if we needed them to be.
All the way in the back, yeah.
Jay, can you talk about the success the team had against their first game?
I thought the Providence game really helped us, because we struggled against Providence's zone, and it almost cost us the game, and it gave us a chance to look at it last night, talk about it today, look at it again today, and then be prepared. Chris is a smart coach. He saw it. He's like, we got to give it a shot, and I thought the guys really adjusted well.
Over here on the right.
Coach, another terrific season for you, but you feel like it's overlooked. I feel like, Villanova's not being thrown on the national scales and being thrown in, the names of Wisconsin, Virginia, Duke, Ennis, for Kentucky. Do you feel like you're overlooked in the national landscape?
I would let you guys, I don't think I follow that enough to know, and a lot of people have asked us that. I'll tell you what, in the Northeast, in Philadelphia, we get a lot of attention. I think Fox Sports does a great job of putting us out there. We got commercials with our guys on it, and we get a lot of, every recruit across the country watches every game on Fox Sports. I feel fine about it, and the guys don't play for that. They play for their teammates and their coaches and the people of Villanova, and get a lot of attention there. So I have heard that a lot. We're not bothered by it at all. We're pleased with the attention we get.
All the way on the right.
It seems like you locked up a number 1 seed this week. How big of a difference is that between being a 1 and a 2?
I don't think it's that, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. And I said that when we might not have been on 1. I just don't, it's all matchups. I remember we were a 1 seed, tell me if I'm wrong, I remember the game. I think we were a 1 seed in '06 and we got Arizona from an 8-9 game, I think. That team, we played them at the Wells Fargo Center. If we didn't play that game at home, that team was beating us. It's just matchups, And then a couple years ago, I think we were 2 or 3, and we got a UCLA team in the second round, and they were real young. They had a lot of freshmen that were leaving early for the NBA, and they were young, and it wasn't as difficult a matchup because they were so young. So it's so much matchups.
Stand on the right.
Jay, a couple days ago, you said your team was not one of your best defensive teams. After the last 2 nights, would you care to amend that, or do you still feel the same?
We're getting there. We are. I thought the last 2 nights were a great step for us, and especially last night in that, Providence did such a great job. We couldn't score, but we did a great job on Henton, and Dunn, even though he got 22, who was a killer, we made it tough on him. They had to bring Lindsay off the bench to hit some threes. We did a good job. We lose that game last night if we don't defend like that. And then tonight I thought we really stepped it up too. So that's what we got to keep doing. We got to keep getting better. And we could be one of our best defensive teams. We could get there.
Second row, Zach.
For either of the players, Coach, brought up Kentucky. How do you think you guys would match up if you played them? Is that a team you would like to see?
No, I think Kentucky's a great team. But whoever is put in front of us, we approach it the same way. We play the Villanova basketball way, and I think if we play Villanova basketball, we're a tough group of guys. We stick to our core values. I think we can beat anybody. But as Coach said, we can get beat by anybody as well. But I think if we continue to play with each other and play confident, and Coach gives us all the confidence in the world. If we play defense, how we've been doing, I think we should be fine for anybody.
Right here in front.
Coach, a lot of times in the NCAA tournament, a team will get a scare, and then they'll bounce back with a strong game. You kind of had that last night, and then tonight. Do you think that's the best preparation you could have going into the tournament?
That game, I say this all the time, that game last night was great for us after you win. when you're in it, and you don't ask for one of those, but that was great for us. It really was, because we had a lot of chances to lose that game. We battled. So those games are good for you. When you get in the NCAA tournament, if you make a run, you definitely have those games. So I'm glad we got into the tournament.
All the way back and left.
Coach, you talked about defense a while ago. Talk about the defense against Stanbrook tonight. He's been dominating in the last couple of weeks tonight. Just 4 points, 2 of 8. They barely even played. He was just out of rhythm.
I thought our depth tonight on him, we tried to keep fresh bodies on him. He's been dominant in this tournament. And we actually had Daniel Chafer, Pinkston, Chris Jenkins, and Josh Hart at different times. And that's what we just tried to do, is kept fresh bodies. And you got to be tough on him. And I thought our guys did a great job.
We're doing 2 more, right here. 1.
All right, going back to the whole 1 seed thing. Again, it's not official, but most likely you guys probably stay in the state of Pittsburgh. How big will it be to not only go there, but go back to the whole Big East series?
That's a good question. In '05, we played up in Syracuse, and it was our first tournament since I was back at Villanova as a head coach. And we were shocked at how welcoming everybody from Pittsburgh was. From Syracuse was. It was unbelievable. They did everything for us. And then in '09, we went to Boston in the Final 8. It was after BC left the Big East, and everybody in Boston was so thrilled to have a Big East team there. It was pretty cool. So it would be nice if that happened in Pittsburgh too. That would be cool.
Last question, Zach.
Jay, offensively, it's been a feature of your team all year, but just talk about how tough it is for teams to guard you guys. You had 9 threes tonight, shot 50% from the floor. You had 24 points in the paint, and you had 27 points off the bench. A lot of weapons.
Yeah. Again, I think that is our strength. That balance scoring, and guys that are good enough to be 20, 22-point scorers. Both of these guys could be 22-point scorers on another team. But their mentality is positive, being an 8, 10, 12-point scorer, and being a good team player. I think that's our greatest strength.